Alright, and welcome to... Oh my god. Alrighty, and welcome to another tier teardown. And today we've got the Euros coming up, Euros 2021. And we're essentially going to do a tier list of who I think is going to win the Euros and how well each team I think is going to do. So we're going to jump right into it. We got a couple decent amount of teams. So I think what we're going to do for first round exits, we're naturally just going to go through every single group. Now, Group A. Italy, Switzerland, Turkey, Wales. I think it's a pretty strong group. I'm going to put Italy through. I think Italy and Turkey will go through. And Switzerland's usually quite strong. I'm going to have to put Wales as a first round exit for me. I think Wales is a first round exit. They've got a couple good strong players. Bale, Ampadu. But I just don't think the team is strong enough with the specific group they have in order to take down Turkey. I don't think so. Italy, I don't think so either. Maybe Switzerland, but then they have like Embolo, Granit Xhaka, Sommer. It's a strong team Switzerland has. So I think I'm going to happily put them fourth. But I think they're going to do decent. They're going to do, hopefully they're going to be able to challenge for that third spot, you know, like that. What's that? Every third spot's potential chances of going through. Okay, anyways, Group B. So Wales is my first round exit team. Group B, we got Belgium, Denmark, Finland, and Russia. I think there's one clear team going through there, and I think it's Belgium. And the second spot is going to be between Denmark and Russia. For me, Finland is just, I think it's already really strong for them to have qualified. So they should be already satisfied with that much. But the team they got drawn with is quite rather tough. Russia is a very solid team, as we saw from the World Cup. Super strong showing for them. Actually, probably the surprise package of the tournament. Reminded me a little bit of, was it Japan in the World Cup as well. So we got Denmark also, Poulsen, Eriksson, a strong team. I think decently well-rounded. So I think Finland is going to struggle against this other team. So Finland will be my other first-round exit team, I think. All right, moving on to the next group. We got Group C, Austria, Netherlands, North Macedonia, and Ukraine. Netherlands, arguably the strong favorite of this group. I think Netherlands and Austria will probably go through. Or Ukraine does have a couple good teams. I think Netherlands for sure, and Austria and Ukraine will fight for that next group. So I think North Macedonia, unfortunately, similar story to Finland. I think they should be happy that they made it this far. It's already a quite good showing for them. Group D, moving on nice and quickly, we got Croatia, Czech Republic, England, and Scotland. Now, England, I believe, is the squad that has the highest value at this Euros. So I think, in my opinion, some English players are a little overrated. Like in any nation, really, you got a couple French players that are a little overpriced. Same thing with Spanish players. So I think England will go through easily. Croatia, World Cup finalists, probably go through second. So I think it's between Czech Republic and Scotland. And I think that the Scottish team is not bad. Robertson, McGinn, Tierney. It's a decent team, but Czech Republic has Kufal, Souček. It's going to be tough. I think I'm going to put Vidra also. I think I might... Ooh. I don't know here, guys. I really don't know. I think Scotland's going to be first round exit. I feel like the core midfield of Czech Republic is rather strong compared. You do have McGinn though. I'm sticking with my guts. I think I'm putting Scotland as a first round exit in my opinion. We're going to move on next to Group E. We got Poland, Slovakia, Spain, Sweden. I think one big favorite in this group is Spain. And then the second spot will be between Sweden and Poland. But I do think the Swedish side is stronger than the Polish side. And Slovakia, had they had like Hamšík from like FIFA 16, then maybe they would stand a chance. But I think Slovakia will be the next team to head out on this first round exit category. So far, we're moving on quite quickly. We got nearly halfway. We're on the last group now. All right, last group, Group F. We got France, Germany, Hungary, Portugal. Now this is probably the group of death. Hungary is sort of like the Red Star Belgrade from 2 Champions League ago when they drew Inter, Borussia, and who's the other one? Inter, Borussia, Dortmund. Was it Barca? I don't know, but that group, yeah, this is like the similar situation. I think Hungary is going to be pleased that they are they gonna be pleased? I mean, they don't have Soljabal. He's not playing, right? Yeah, I don't think they stand a chance in this group, so I'm gonna have to put them here. It's just sad, but that's just how it's gonna be. All right, next I'm gonna go. I think we're gonna go roughly with the next couple countries that I think we'll do okay, but nothing too special. So the first team I think is gonna do okay is, in my opinion, I'm gonna put Czech Republic. Now, like I said before, a couple decent players, but unfortunately I think the team overall is quite weak compared to many of the remaining countries, and they just don't have that, like, you don't have that overall squad depth, I believe, as some of the other teams. So that's why I'm putting Czech Republic as the first country that I believe will do poorly in the Euros. Next up, I'm gonna put I think we'll put 2 countries here. We'll put like 3 or 4 here, and like maybe like 5 minutes. So like here we can probably like split these 2 equally. I'm gonna put I think I'm gonna put Poland. I think Poland, like many European competitions, they don't necessarily always do that great, because like you only have Lewandowski, really. You have, I guess, Szczesny also, but same thing, same argument with Czech Republic. I'm gonna put, it's just they don't have that overall like ability spread across the pitch, I think, is some of these other teams that we have here. Next country I'm gonna pick out of this group, I'm gonna put Ukraine. Ukraine, interesting team to watch. A couple very good players. Marlos, what's the other guy called? The guy that plays for Atlanta now, Malinovsky, I believe. A couple interesting players. I think there's very technically gifted players. Similar argument to Poland and Czech Republic. Actually, you know what? Let's order these. I think Poland will probably do better. I'll put Czech Republic last, and I'll put Ukraine first. These, they're going to be out first round too. So this is like the next group of, I think, from like less likely to do poorly to like most likely to do poorly. So next up, I'm going to put, in this category, I should probably drag one more team in here. I'm going to put, wait, how many do we have left? 2? We'll put maybe 4. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We have 15 left. Putting 1 here, putting 4 here, then putting what? Actually, I can put probably more in like decent showing. Okay. I'll put probably 1 or 2 last in poor, and then we'll move on. The next poor I'm going to put is Austria. I think Austria will do better than Czech Republic because they have, I think, a more well-rounded team than Czech Republic. Arnautovic up front, Alaba. I think it's a decent squad overall. They also have Leimer, I believe, in the midfield. It's a strong team. It's a pretty decent team, like, overall. Obviously, you don't have like necessarily the superstar power in this team, but I think it's one of the more, like, if you look at Leeds, more like, I don't want to say Burnley, but like, you know, overall, like, the team is quite solid as one whole block. So that's why I'm gonna put Austria as a poor category. Out of this group, let's say if I was to take one that I think will do decent, I think I'll take Ukraine out. I think Ukraine could do decent. Moving on. Should we put one more team in this poor? How many do we have left? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 left. We're putting 2 here, so we have 12 left. We'll put probably 4, 8. Okay, I should put like probably 1 or 2 more in here. I think Russia will be another team that won't do necessarily that well. I'll put them under Ukraine, I think. In my opinion, they have a strong team, but I don't know. I just think they don't have, apart from like, what's his name? Is it Cherevsky from, is it Villarreal? Or am I just waffling right now? The left mid, the Russian left mid. The guy that scored a banger at the World Cup. I think they also have like, that striker. Oh my god, I'm so bad with these Russian names. I should know this. They do actually have, now that I think of it, they have a couple good technically players. Like, they're very similar to Ukraine in the sense that a lot of couple technically good players. They also have like most of the players that ended up covering the most ground. So obviously a very physically fit team. Ooh, I might put them actually above Ukraine. I think they could stretch into a decent showing depending on which draw they get. Next up, I'm going to put one more in the poor category. And I'm going to put, I think, Denmark. I'm going to put Denmark right over here. Denmark, squad depth, I don't think is necessarily there. A couple good players, Schmeichel, Poulsen, Eriksen. Eriksen does not necessarily have as much game time as obviously would have hoped for, playing at Inter Milan. So I think this is a fair a fair position for Denmark. I think they won't be too upset after making it out of the groups. Hopefully, what's Denmark's group again? Denmark's in the same group as Belgium, Finland, and Russia. Ooh, Russia, Denmark are going to be fighting for that second place. But hopefully, they're able to make it through for themselves, and then, you know, depending on the draw, maybe you might get a nice long run. Moving on, we're going to pick out teams I think will have a decent showing. The first team I'm going to put that I think will have a decent showing is Sweden. I think Sweden is always there consistently as a team that's ready to make an upset. A very physically strong team. And I think, honestly, decently interesting to watch. Like, they caused a lot of issue for France. That's all I remember during our qualification stages and just prior, like, matchups. So I'm happy putting them in decent showing. I think they'll do decently this tournament. I'm going to put Switzerland here as well. Like I said before, a couple good players. You got Granit Xhaka, you got Mbolo, you got Sommer in goal, and a couple good defenders. But I think the other teams we have in this competition are I think one step above. And that's the same argument I'm going to put for Turkey. Burak Yilmaz honestly has been absolutely insane for Lille. Hopefully he can carry that form into the Euros, and they could do. I think these guys are capable of doing a big upset. I think they're going to take out one of the big teams I'm going to put above, and that's just how I see it. The next team I'm going to put as a decent showing, I'm going to put. Am I about to put a big upset? I'm going to put Croatia. I'm going to put our World Cup finalists in there as well. I think their golden age of the Croatian team, obviously at their peak, was very good. Modric, Rakitic, Brozovic. The midfield is super strong, but it is rather old. You have Lovren in the back. You have Mandzukic up front. Like, the team itself is very old, and I just think that a lot of these other teams here have very young, promising stars that will likely want to shine at this Euro. And I just don't see Croatia emulating the same form they had in the World Cup. It's just my opinion, and I'd be more than happy for them to prove me wrong. I think they'll do better than Switzerland, and I think they'll do better than Turkey. I think that's how I'm going to do. I think Sweden will still do better. Next, I think, are we ready to go into the, we'll go for, let's put maybe one or two more team into decent showing. Now, I'm going to put a team that I think will do very, very well, but needs a bit of time to get back to the top. It's Italy. For me, they have a super strong squad. Interesting, obviously Moise Kean is not going with them because injury, but I think their core player will be Verratti. Not because I'm a PSG fan, I just think he's so good for Italy's style of play, like possession-based football. And they have a lot of good youngsters. Chiesa. They have players like Insigne also playing. It's a super strong team. It's a very, very strong team, but that's always been underperforming. And I hope this Euros will be like a bouncing back opportunity for Italy. And I'll put them in the best of decent showing. And I think that's how I'm going to go with for, I guess, the decent showing category. Should I put one more in? I do have quite a bit. I think I will put one more in. But yeah, that's just my opinion so far. I think that's what's going to happen with Italy. Obviously, this is super dependent on the draw, right? They might draw up like a weaker team, let's say a weaker team in quotation, and make it super far. So this is obviously just before the groups are even played, even like a single game is being played. This is just my opinion and how things are gonna go. We're gonna do obviously we can do a reflection one after the groups are done and all that. That'll be really interesting to see how accurate we were. And I'm gonna put one more team into the decent showing, and I'm gonna put, I think I'm gonna put Belgium. Belgium has a strong team. Don't get me wrong. Belgium has a very strong team. The only problem is, I think Belgium's golden age is starting to, similar to Croatia, is starting to drop a bit. Like their World Cup run, they should have gone to the finals. I think they were unlucky, obviously losing the semis. But De Bruyne, Mertens, Tielemans, it's a strong team. Okay, Tielemans is rather young, but I just don't think they have that focal striker. Okay, actually they have Lukaku. What am I saying? What am I saying? Actually, I'm waffling a bit here. I think the defense is weak. In my opinion, I think the defense... Oh, they do have Courtois in the back, though. Ooh. I don't know. Now that I'm thinking of it, the more that I'm thinking about the Belgian players, I think I might actually... Yeah, I'm gonna put them out. I think I'm gonna put another team in there. I believe... I'm going to put two teams. I'm going to put the Spanish here as well. I think they got a strong team. Very strong, young squad. But I just think that there's a little more experience in the other squads remaining here that will likely outclass them on a one-on-one game. Obviously, Laporte switching over from the French. Well, he never played for the French team, but to the Spanish team, gonna be super helpful for them. I know Sergio Ramos, I believe, is injured and might be missing out the Euros, but I think they're one step ahead of most clubs of maybe not Italy, but the rest of the clubs here. But I just don't see them at the same level just yet as the rest of the teams here. Maybe the Dutch, and that's exactly what I'm going to bring in here too. I think the Dutch have a strong team capable of upsetting everybody, but I think the defense, apart from Virgil van Dijk, is rather weak. Okay, there is De Vrij. They have Sillissen in goal. It's strong, but I don't know. It's really hard to say. Depay up front has been playing really well. They had their first practice game. They did that 2-2. They tied 2-2 because Depay saved them. I think they'll have a decent showing. Most people want them to go a little further, but yeah, I don't know. I'm more than happy if they can prove me wrong. Next up, we're gonna go the three teams that I think will go far. Ooh, Germany. Now, Germany has a very strong team. Very strong Bayern team. The problem is with Germany, I think that there's a little bit lack of consistency similar to the Dutch. I'd be happy to like exchange these two, but I'm going to leave it like this for now. I think they have a strong team. Do they have a strong striker? Timo Werner hopefully can, find his finishing form back again, but he's been playing decently. Kai Havertz has been absolutely insane. They could even stretch to finalists, honestly. Honestly speaking, they could stretch to finalists. So it's going to be really tough. Hope I'm getting a call. I'll call them back in a second. Next up, I think England will go far. England is a very strong team. I don't think they're going to go to the finals. I think they're probably going to lose in the semifinals or quarters, maybe depending on the draw they get. A very strong team, but a very young team. And for me, I don't know. They are very strong up front. Defensively, they're very weak, I think, compared to most teams of the other teams remaining. I think defensively, they're one of the weaker teams out of the ones remaining, so I'm going to put them here. I think below Germany is my opinion. And next, the next will go far category, I'm going to put Belgium. I don't think Belgium's making it to the finals. I think Belgium will do better than England. Not as good as Germany, I don't think they will. I think Germany has a strong squad with Neuer at the back. Rudiger's been playing absolutely out of his mind. But I think that's fair. That means I think we're going to have a rematch finals, in my opinion, of the last Euros when Portugal did beat France. I think this is going to be the finals. Portugal's attacking outlets are absolutely incredible. Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva, obviously Cristiano Ronaldo, João Felix. Defensively, they have the guy that literally pocketed PSG from Manchester City. Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. And they have Rui Patricio, decent goalkeeper. And yeah, I think they're going to do well in this team. Midfield, like in terms of defensive midfield, they have Danilo Pereira, who's been okay. He's been playing pretty good for PSG. And I guess João Moutinho, maybe if he's in as well. I'm not too sure. But they have a very strong team. Maybe not the same depth as some of these, but I think on a one-on-one game, they have the star potential to be able to break a deadlock. On a one-off game, I think they're able to do well. France, like I said, obviously this might be a little bit biased, but World Cup winners, N'Golo Kante, I think could be a good candidate for Ballon d'Or this year. If he wins the Euros, I think he has a chance to challenge Lewandowski for the Ballon d'Or. Mbappe, don't have to say anything less. Griezmann, Benzema, Dembele on the bench, Thomas Lemar on the bench, Giroud on the bench for like last-minute headers if you need. In the back, I'm actually surprised they didn't bring Upamecano. Now that's a bit of a letdown. Varane, I get he's been okay. Left backs, I think we're literally stacked. We got Luka Digne, Hernandez, right back Pavard. It's a strong team. It's a super strong team. I think in terms of depth, France has probably the best depth, I think, in the squad. You could probably make the France B squad easily as a decent showing team. Although their Euros team, honestly, super disappointing. I can't believe that they actually, favorites of the tournament, went out so early. They had great players like Aouar, Camavinga, and I think it's more of a coaching issue that was there. But that's my opinion on what's going to happen in the Euros. Who do I think is going to win out of these two? I got to be a little biased. I think I'm going to put France up there as the team that wins for me. But yeah, that's what I think is going to happen in the Euros. Do let me know in the comments which team, first of all, you support and which team you think will... The two teams you think will be in the finals. And let's say, what else should we put? Top scorer of the tournament? Right now, I think my top scorer of the tournament is going to be... I do want to put like a French player, but I don't think it's going to be a French player. It might be Mbappe. I'm going to put Mbappe, or I'm actually going to put Bruno Fernandes. I think Bruno Fernandes has such a big impact for Portugal. I think those two will be top scorers, although Ronaldo would probably like to take penalties and free kicks. But yeah, again, Mbappe. Mbappe is my guess for the top scorer of the Euros. But that's it. Do let me know in the comments what I said before, who you think is going to win, who you think is going to be the golden boot, and who do you think is going to be in the finals. And let me know also which other types of videos you guys want to see. I am happy to bring in more like food-based videos also onto this channel, because this is the main channel. I think that's what we're going to do after this like football craze of the first 2 episodes. We're going to move into a little bit of more food-based videos as well. And I'll be making another tier list and all that. Hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye-bye.